Okay, so this is how we're going to do the stretch session. I was scrolling around YouTube. I always look for some new ideas, and I found a new lady that I liked, that my sister said she likes to use. So yeah, she does this in a 60-second format. So we're going to do each stretch for exactly 60 seconds. I've got my clock set up there on my couch. So we're going to literally hold it for 60 seconds. Now that can feel incredibly long in the beginning, but your body actually craves it. You'll see, you're going to get into it. I want you to breathe deeply as we're doing the stretching and just enjoy it. Just kind of play around with the position a little bit, and I'll walk us through it. Okay, so we're going to start with just some nice roll downs, and then we'll get onto our mats. Okay, this thing cuts my head off. Anyway, never mind. Right, let's stand with our feet hip width apart. Standing nice and tall. Let's take a deep inhale here. And exhale. And again, a deep inhale. And exhale. Right, deep inhale, and on our next exhale, let's start rolling down. Inhale. Drop your chin to your chest, and then slowly just let the body fold forwards. Please keep your knees slightly bent for the first few times. Gently stretching out that lower back, feeling those hamstrings a little bit. Deep breath in. And exhale as we come back. Good. Stretching up nice and tall. Inhale. And again, exhale. Slowly curling your body. Feeling the spine rolling up. And then feeling that lower back stretching out as you reach for your toes. Relax your head, relax any tension in your neck. Deep breath in. And then exhale to come back. Good. Standing up nice and tall. All right. We're going to now roll down through our spine and walk our hands forward into a front support position. We'll just leave that out the way. Right, so deep breath in here. As you exhale, roll through the spine, gently coming down, and then let's start walking our hands forward. Forward, 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 till they're stretching quite far forward in front of you. Right, you're going to feel a nice stretch through your hamstrings here, but this is where our 60 seconds start. Okay. So I've got the time. We're going to move into a front support and not hold it for long, and then stretch up into an up stretch. Gently move your body as slow or as quick as you want to from a front support, and then drop your heels, push away through your hands, and then come back again into front support. Keep going, we're halfway. Stretching, dropping those heels. Feeling the body starting to wake up. It's good to put some weight through your wrists. And slowly come back. 5 more seconds. Very nice. Slowly bend your knees and come down onto the mat. Okay, I'm going to put some music on here in the background. Let me know if it disturbs you. All right. We're going to stand up in kneeling, place one foot in front, and walk that foot nice and far in front of you. Okay, so starting to focus on our hips a little bit now, we're going to go into a lunge position. You're going to play around with this position. I want you to feel a beautiful stretch through the back hip. Kind of sits into the pelvis. Kind of think of the pelvis sinking into the floor. And just breathe it out, holding that position. Hold for 20 seconds Normally we let go here, but I want you to feel now, just holding it for that extra little time. What that does for us, yes. Do you feel the muscle letting go now a little more? Breathing it out. We've got 10 more seconds to go. Good. And slowly come out of that. Right. We're going to bring the leg in front just a little bit closer now. Then we're going to lean forward so that the back leg comes up. And then with your opposite hand to foot, I want you to hold onto your toes. Okay? And we're going to stretch out the quadriceps in this position. Find that position that's comfortable for you. Okay, let's go. Breathing it out here. Drop your pelvis to the floor just a little bit more. You should feel a beautiful stretch through the quadricep. And feeling the muscles stretching. Breathe it out. Let it go. Don't hold tension in the muscle. If you feel like it wants to stretch a little further, let it go. Our quads are always tight. It affects our hip joints, which affects our posture in the end. 10 more seconds. Good. Slowly release that and come out of it. Well done. Right, the back leg now. Can you turn it that your foot swings 90 degrees? So it was facing the length of the mat. Turn it so it's facing the width of the mat. And now we're going to lean into that lunge again. But now you're going to feel the inner thighs stretching out. Play around with this. Maybe you want to move slightly. Maybe that's more comfortable for you. Going into the stretch and coming out. So dynamically stretching, that's fine. Maybe you want to just hold it and breathe it out and let the muscle lengthen. Good. Watching the time. Let's go for a minute. Breathe it out. So why stretch? Why is it important to stretch? We want to make sure that our joints have the best range of motion that they can. We don't want to lose any range. And that's going to affect the way the joint works, or the way the joint functions. So we want to make sure we maintain our range of movements. Stretching helps us to do that. And as I said, there's a link between how the joint functions and your posture. Okay, tight muscles in certain areas definitely going to affect the posture. We want to be as upright and as free as possible when we move. 5 more seconds. This is a nasty stretch. Good. And let it go. Right. From there, we're going to move both of our hands to the inside of our foot to start. Okay, and then I want you to drop into a lunge position again. Now you're going to stretch slightly different muscles and in kneeling. So lean into your hands. Feel the stretching in the back hip muscles, in the hamstrings of the front leg. Breathe into it. Good. Watching the time. Breathe it out. It's good. Think of length in the hips. Good. Another great reason to stretch is that it helps us to, it improves circulation to the muscles, or improves the blood flow to the muscles. And blood, of course, brings all the nutrients our muscles need. It brings oxygen that our muscles need. Okay, often when we have very tense, tight muscles, they don't get the oxygen and nutrients that they need because they kind of cut off their own blood circulation. So this just helps get blood moving to those stiff muscles, and then it decreases the stiffness. It's great. Breathing it out. I think targeting specific muscles that you know you hold tension in, okay, stretching those muscles out regularly helps to encourage relaxation of those muscles. 10 more seconds. Good, very nice. Slowly come out of that position. Right, that front leg now. Can you drop it down? Okay, but you are now leaning on your knee. Walk your hands forward just slightly. And then I want you to lean into the hip now, into our pigeon pose position. Breathe it out. Play around with this position a little bit. Rocking into that hip maybe a little. At about 20 seconds, I feel the muscle relaxing. I feel it wanting to stretch just a little more. Good. Keep breathing. Stretching out all the small glute muscles and piriformis here. They can cause lower back pain or sacroiliac joint pain or SI joints. Okay, these muscles can make them really tight, so breathe into this. 5 more seconds. Good, and slowly come out of that. Right, let's move to the other side. So we started off in kneeling, slide your other foot forward, walk it nice and far forward, okay? That's gonna help to create the distance that your hips need to sink down into the mat. So we're upright for this one. You're feeling that it's too painful on your knee at the back. Can you get a cushion maybe and pop it underneath your knee? You know, there's a lot of weight pushing through there right now. Breathe it out. Regular stretching helps to decrease pain. It's a known fact. So if you have pain in any of your joints, regularly stretching them out. Okay, first of all, relaxing the tension in the muscles helps, like we said, supply blood flow. But stretching the nerves also helps to decrease pain. Okay, our nerves give feedback the whole time about the position of our joints and what they're doing. Okay, when they're less stiff and moving more freely, the brain is getting that feedback. Okay, and it helps to be less protective of those joints. The brain interprets it as it's okay to move that joint that's sore. Good. Slowly come out of that pose. Right. We're going now into our quad stretch. So can you grab your toe? You can see how tight my quads are. I struggle to even get my foot. Holding onto your foot. Yes. Right. Now lean forward. Feeling that quad stretch. Here we go. 60 seconds. Good, we're halfway. Keep breathing it out. Good, 10 seconds to go. Well done, slowly release that back foot. Good, and slowly come out of that. We're going into our low lunge position now. So both hands come to the inside of your foot, right? Then lean forward into those hands, dropping your pelvis. Let it feel really heavy as it sinks down towards the mat. Feeling the hamstrings of the front leg, and then feeling the opening of the hip in the back leg. Play around with your spine in this position. Feel the length of the spine, stretching through the crown of the head. Sinking that pelvis down. Feel the hip opening up a little bit in front. Deep breathing. Good to get to know your body so well, to know where you are tight. Okay, for some of us, this position will be easy. You won't even feel it. For others, difficult to maintain. 5 more seconds. Good. Slowly come out of that stretch. Right, returning the hip. Oh, that clip was mine. Turn the hip. Okay, but your foot is now resting on the floor, the knees resting on the floor, into our pigeon pose. Nice deep breathing. In this position, you're going to feel stretching in the hip. Rock into that hip. We managed to do some water skiing this weekend, which I haven't done in ages. My body's feeling those muscles today. Sure. Breathe it out. What side of your body is more stiff? Is it your left or is it your right? Is it your dominant side or is it your non-dominant side? Does it cross over? Maybe your left hip is really tight, but your right arm is really tight. Get to know your body. Compare the difference as you're stretching there. 5 more seconds. Good. Slowly come out of that. Right. Both knees are behind now. Tuck your toes under. Keep your hands fairly close. Straight underneath your shoulders would be good. And then I want you to push yourself up into an up stretch position. We're going to hold this for 60 seconds. I want you to slowly just bend one knee, really stretching into the one leg. For about 10 seconds and then slowly switch over. So little walks here. Think about pressing your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. So you really feel that extra lengthening through the back of the legs. One leg feels more tight than the other, spend a little more time on it. Breathe it out. Get your spine as straight as you can. Press through those hands. 5 more seconds. Good. Slowly coming down into 4-point kneeling. Right. We're going to stretch ourselves out onto the floor. Bend your forearms, bend your elbows so that your forearms are resting on the mat. Now this seems like a really easy, simple position. But what I want you to think about here is your abs stretching. So can you press through your elbows so that you feel the tummy muscles in front lengthening? And press the hip bones down into the mat. And let's just hold it there and breathe. Imagine somebody's pulling a string through the crown of your head and they're reaching it up to the ceiling. So you're lengthening through the spine. Maybe you want to rock gently from side to side, through the hips. Breathing it out. Open up those collarbones just a little more. Stretch those abs. Ten more seconds. Okay, very good. From here, can you straighten your hands? Don't injure your lower back doing this. Keep your abs drawn in. If this is too much for you, go back to the elbows for another minute. Feel the hips, the front of the hips stretching. Reach that spine up tall. Gently move from side to side. Does your body feel symmetrical? Now the two sides doing the same thing, or do they feel the same? Do they move the same? Relax your shoulders. Ten more seconds. Breathing it out. Well done. Slowly come down into your elbows. Okay, push yourself back into the rest position. And we're going to hold the rest position for a minute. Walk those hands forward. Rest your forehead down on the mat. And just relax into it. Good, 5 more seconds. Good, and slowly come up into 4-point kneeling. Right, well done. Okay, that was quite an intense back extension stretch. We're going into our cat stretch now. So as we move slowly at your own pace, rounding the spine, stretching it out as much as you can, and then slowly dropping the lower back. And just slowly move between those two positions at your pace. Relax your neck. Dropping the lower back, reaching the crown of the head up. Stretching a little deeper each time. Also good to move the spine. 5 more seconds. Very good. Right, from that position, we're going to thread the needle. So I'm putting weight through just one hand. I start off by reaching up to the ceiling. Very nice extension here. And then we thread the arm through the other one. Go as far as you can. And slowly go back. Stretching up. Maybe you just want to stay down. Maybe that feels really good for you. That's great. Do that. Rotating that spine. Go a little further each time. 10 more seconds. Good. Slowly coming up out of that. Right, let's change to the other side. Reaching up to the ceiling. As we're opening the chest, then rotating through, feeling the upper spine twisting. Maybe you're feeling a stretch between your shoulder blades. That's great. Good, you're halfway. Five more seconds. Good. And slowly come out of that. Well done. Right, please move slowly into some sitting position. Now I want you to get your hips in front of you and rest your hands behind you. Nice comfortable position here. Right, we're going to start with just moving the hips. So I take the one leg, single leg, we open it up, then rotate on that foot, and rotate it inwards. That's it for 60 seconds. Let's go. At your own pace, opening the hip, and then rotating it. Stretching the inner thigh. And really working on those inner thigh muscles. I don't know about you, but mine are really tight. It might look a little ridiculous, but it's okay. Breathing it out. Stretching the hip. Getting it moving, you can feel the improvement in the range almost immediately. 10 more seconds. Very good. Let's change over to the other side. Opening out the hip to start. Compare the two hips. Which one was tight? Do you have better range in one side? Just moving between those two positions. Keep breathing. It's so good for tight hips. Good, 10 more seconds. Right, we're going to do that same movement now, but we're going to do it with both legs at the same time. Okay, so double hip openers. We do both knees to one side, and then slowly move both knees to the other. Keep switching at your own pace. I love that this stretches my arms too. Lean into it. You feeling that range improve? Hope so. 10 more seconds. Good, and come out of that. Right, please cross your legs. Okay, sitting is comfortable. If that's too difficult for you and you maybe just want to do legs diamond, that's also fine. Right, let's move to our necks. Okay, I'm going to relax my left hand down next to me, swoop my right hand over, grab lightly onto my ear, and just slowly tilt the neck, ear to shoulder. You can walk the hand that's on the mat away from you a little bit. And let's just breathe into it here. Stay around in that position a little bit. You're going to find a big muscle that's almost attached to the jaw under the ear that runs all the way to the collarbone. If you tilt your head up slightly. Nice straight spine. Breathe it out. These muscles love to carry tension. Let it go. Turn your head slowly now that you're looking nose to floor. So I'm holding the back of my head now and pull the head slowly down at the diagonal angle. Breathe it out. Good. Slowly let that hand go. Let's switch sides. Okay, other hand reaches over onto the ear. Gently pull down ear to shoulder. Walk that hand away just a tiny bit. Breathe it out. Nice tall spine. Nice deep breathing here. Releasing the tension. Okay, rotate the head so that your nose is pointing down to the mat. And stretch it out. I was reading how stretching can really help us to reduce the risk of injuring ourselves. Because if you have a nice flexible muscle that can move in its full range, the joint can move in its full range. If you have to make a sudden movement, it's less likely to have any damage or risk of tearing the muscle because it is so nice and flexible and lengthened. Good, slowly release that. Right, very nice. Okay, we're going to go into now side stretches here. I want you to stretch one leg out, keep the other one bent. Hold on to your toes with the opposite hand to toes, and then we're going to lead over into a side bend. Hold it there. That spine, leaning over, opening up right through the side. Think of the ribs and the little muscles in between the ribs opening up there. They need to stretch too so we can breathe even better. Okay, go a little further as you're breathing here. 5 more seconds. Good, and gently come out of that. Well done. Slowly switch sides. Other leg extends. Hold on to your toes. Reaching up. And then leaning over. Stretching it out. Good, 10 more seconds. All right, slowly come out of that. Very nice. Okay. Cross your legs again. We're going to take the one arm, reach it behind us, behind our head. So your elbow is pointing straight up to the ceiling. And then grab onto your elbow with your opposite hand. Then sitting nice and tall, we're going to just stretch out that triceps. You can lean away. Stretching into that tricep a little deeper. More seconds. Good. Slowly come out of that. Let's switch sides. Elbow points up to the ceiling to start. Grab on with your opposite hand onto the elbow. And then let's lean into it. Good. Slowly come out of that. Right, we've got 3 more stretches to go. I want you to turn our legs carefully on the back. Good. Right, we're going to cross over, right leg. Okay, crossing the knee, the foot onto the knee. Grab both hands, one on the inside, one on the outside of your thigh, and then pull the thigh towards you. Breathe it out. You can use your arm to push your elbow, use your elbow to push your knee away from you a little bit if you want to. Deepen that stretch into the hip. Breathing deeply. Good. Slowly release that. And then let's switch sides. Crossing the other foot over the knee. Both hands grab the thigh, one inside, one outside. And breathe it out. Great hip stretch. Ten seconds. Good. And slowly release that. Right. Lower back stretching. Good. So you can do one of 2 things. Okay, we're going to have our arms stretched into a wide T position here. You can either just leave your knees together and go into that lovely side stretch, just dropping your knees over to one side. Or if you want to deepen it slightly, cross the knee over. Okay, one leg over the other, and then drop into it. Let's just breathe it out here. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders. Every time you breathe, try to get a few more ribs back onto the mat. But you're really twisting at the waist. Ten more seconds. Good, and slowly come out of that. Then switch sides. Crossing over the other leg if you want to, or both knees together. And then just drop the legs over. Stretching right through the side of the body, into the lower back. Maybe you're feeling a stretch right up into the shoulder. Through those pec muscles that can be very tight. Drop some more ribs back onto the mat. Good, and slowly come out of that. Right, our last stretch, ladies. Slowly up into sitting. Stretch your legs out in front of you. I want you to reach for your toes here. You have to bend your knees slightly. In the beginning, that's fine, but we're just going to relax our head down to our knees and stretch out our lower backs. Breathe it out. Feeling that stretch through the neck, right down the back. Feeling those hamstrings lengthening. Let go even more. Ten more seconds. Good. And slowly walk yourself up out of that. That was a nice one. Right. Well done, everybody. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that stretching routine. Save this one for another day when you are maybe feeling stiff. But thanks so much for joining.